boom, the account crashes to zero. What's up, guys? It's a long time ago I've spoken with you on English, but recently I get more and more messages on my beloved forum Forex Factory, and many of you saw I started trading with Icarus again, and they asked me if it would be possible to make an English YouTube video, and so I decided, why not? Let's try and see if there's interest. So if you're interested in this video in English content, yeah, I could do this once a month. I will explain you why I do it in German nowadays, as you find out, because many people are complaining, why is it German now? Yeah, and so just leave me a like, leave me a subscription, and give me some feedback in the comments. If I see that there's enough interest, I'm more than willing to give you a monthly update on what I'm doing again. So many of you know me, and we have been talking about the EA since many years nowadays, and you also found out I became quite silent in the forum. Reason behind is, at some point for me it was clear that the version we have in the forums are good enough. I get also many questions, which version are you using nowadays? And I don't make any secrets. I'm using one of the forum versions, which is 4.7.2. And but I use nowadays totally different settings than I used to use them. I also decided not to post any settings anymore in the forum, and I would like you to understand this. I found out that some people are trying to sell the EA we created together, because you are aware I'm not a coder. You have been the coders. I found out some people are trying to sell this on the MetaQuotes platform for I saw the highest offer at 1,999 euro, and I never had the idea to sell this EA. I thought, as I started the thread and I told you that I give something back, and so I decided to be a little bit more shy, but be aware I'm still reading in the forum, and I'm also sometimes posting, so if something is very interesting to me, you will see me replying. All right, so why have I stopped to trade with Icarus in the last year? The reason was, coming from the tech side. We had in Germany, where I'm located, a very stupid new rule, which says that you cannot have more than 20k of loss. You could have them in theory, but you could not make a calculation against the wins. And so for me, it was from a tech side quite risky to have a system running like Icarus. And you know, it is risky. We always spoken about this. And so I decided to bring it down. So I started in 23 already to be more on the manual side with the hot buttons. And then in 24, I shut it down. But thank God we have now a new situation tax-wise in Germany. So I can, like in old days, again take the losses and bring them against the wins and just have to pay taxes on the difference. And so when I was in the Caribbean, like every year in November, I decided to start a new project with Icarus. So when I was there, I was for vacation in 4 weeks. My girlfriend was going a little bit crazy to me, because always when we have been on the apartment, I started back testing and I found new settings which would be interesting to me. I started then also to make a front test, and then I remembered that I started this YouTube channel. And actually the reason behind was always, I, since many years, had always a plan to get more experience how to present stuff on YouTube and get more knowledge there. And so I decided in November 24 that I will be back on YouTube, but this time in my mother tongue, which is German. Yeah. So what I did is I asked myself, how will I approach this time? I started the account, and the account is tracked by Forex Factory. I just reset it now to beginning of the year. I started the account in 21, and I declare, as you know, this as my fun account. And the total invest I had ever made for this account was 5k. Nowadays, I'm in plus. I'm not as much in plus as I would like, but I can give you the overview so you can see this is a total account. I'm going back in the history, so you see here the start of the account. I was bringing in 5k and then I make an internal transfer to the broker account, so I just have 1k to start, and the rest were my reserve troops if something goes wrong. And we all know, and you still know, I'm using this EA to be very aggressive, so this is the reason it's a fun account. So this was the starting point in 21, and we've spoken about this quite often, and since then many trades are done. Was it the total outcome? The total outcome, as you can see here, is that I realized a plus of 9,613 euros. So I made roughly 200% on my initial investment. So yes, the total account is in plus, but it was much higher in plus. We spoke about this, but at some point I had to realize losses, and so the balance is always a bad indication for where the account. We all know the equity is relevant, but for me, I found a good exit here, and so I asked myself, how will I approach it this time? And I said, I will make it a little bit different. I will try, to make a very small amount. 100 euro was my starting point in this year, and I will try to multiple this amount. Why did I do this? Because I always was interested if I'm able to run up a small amount into a big amount. And so my new approach is now really fun account. I start with 100 euro, and if the account is blowing, I don't have any problems to replace it with 100 euro. As you can see, I'm doing this with the money of the broker, and I know, especially on the begin, it's very heavy risky. Why? Because if there's a bigger drawdown coming in, then obviously the money on the account is not enough. But this time I will not send new money, but I will then take the liquidation and make a restart. And my approach is that after some tries, I will be able to come into an area where I have enough money on the account to also handle some of drawdowns, and then obviously I have a plan of paying out if I make wins, but at the moment this point would earliest start at 500 euro. So this is my new approach, just to make you aware about this. Obviously I have also in target that I still want to be in the top 10 of Forex Factory. Maybe this approach is the one who is finally bringing me there, and I will give you now an update what happened so far. First of all, on the German channel, I started the project a little bit different because many of the German people who are listening to me never have been on the Forex Factory threads, so they don't know about the system. So I presented more as a challenge, and if somebody is asking me something in the comments, for example, I explain them a little bit. I start from the beginning. What is a broker? How do we trade Forex? I expect that the English audience which is listening to this video has ground knowledge. If not, go to Forex Factory. You have a lot of input there. And so I expect that I don't have to explain all the basics here. And so this is a difference between the German YouTube project and the English one. I would like to give you now a briefly update. You'll see here my screen. This is the EA which is running. I told you it's a version 4.72, which you still can download in the forum if you are interested in. I won't go in detail to my settings, but what I can say at the moment, I'm using the ATR mode. If you're looking on the open positions, you can see that obviously here's a grid coming in. It's a bicycle at the moment, and the distance are going from the calculation side in the EA about the ATR, which is implemented there. I'm trading in New Zealand CAD. I found in backtesting it's a very interesting pair to trade. I'm still on the same broker. I'm still have very good conditions, and this is one thing I made in the last video in Germany. I explained to the people, because of my fun account and because of the trading style of mine, which is very aggressive and still very risky. It's obviously like this. I'm trading quite a big volume in relation to the money I'm having with the broker, and this gives you a very good spot to negotiate the right conditions. So for New Zealand CAD at the moment, the spread on average is spot 6 pips, and I have additional commissions of €3 round turn if I trade a whole lot. You can see it here on spot 1 lot, it's 3 €. And so in comparison to other brokers, it's very cheap. And the reason behind is, as I told you, that I made a lot of volume in trading this. Okay, so you see some indicator stuff. This is more or less an orientation for me. At the moment, you see we have an alert setting here because 5 positions are open. And this is then the point where I have a look and sometimes make an analysis if I want to do something about the hot buttons. You are still aware that those functions are there. I started to trade on the 1st of January, and we're seeing here an H1 chart, so I can show you how active I was. This is an indicator showing you all the positions. The color is indicating if there are losses or wins. And for example, here you see that a short order was creating a win and realized the losing orders, which is a function in the version I'm using. So we can make a little hedge. We are using in an open cycle winning orders to close the first losing order. So we're getting more range. You might be aware. If not, you can go in the forum, check the version. You know now what one is it. And you can have a look if you're not aware about this. So you see a very active trading, and you also see that I'm generating my trades on the M5, but this is just a side notice. And this was actually the month, and then you see, oh, obviously something went wrong here. I will explain this when we are looking at the equity. But then the trading is going on, and now we're in the mid of January when there was the Mr. Trump coming into the White House. I stopped the EA for 1.5 days because of this event. I saw some hours before the spreads, and also the movements were very strange. So I said, why should I risk? I don't have much money on the account. And so I just stopped the EA. This was here, and also on this day, here was Trump coming into the White House, and on this day we got CPIs for New Zealand and for the cut. And so I said, okay, I make a little break here. Then I started it again, and then here we go, here we go, here we go. Yesterday will come in here. You will also find that there's no trading here. I also stopped it because I said if I have the option to stop it and I don't have any losses causing from stopping it, why should I go into the Fed decision? Actually, both stops, which I did for pure security, costs me money. I would have made money, but I'm totally fine in saying, okay, I have a small account. I have to be a little bit more on the conservative side when it comes to news. Okay, so this is now the current situation, and now let's look on the equity and the balance. I started on the beginning of January with €100, as you can see, and obviously you know the red line is the equity, which is the most relevant. I had a very good start, but as I told you, especially the starting phase is very, very risky, and you see here that I realized some losses. This is also something new. I didn't do this in the past, so sometimes I say, it's better be safe than sorry. So I just realized something because I had too many positions open, and again, I have a very small account. But after some days in the first week, I think, you find this one here. Boom, the account crashes to zero. And what was the reason? The reason was, first of all, my trading style, and then it was the last NFPs, not the last one, but the one before. So the NFPs came, they were super strong, and I got a fast market when I had opened 5 positions on long, and we got a fast market falling down, and in this move I was liquidated. So what did I do? I said, fuck it, and let's go. So I resended €100 to the account, and this is this move here, and I started again. So You see some up and downs. Again, here is safety. You see, again, there was a big drawdown. I decided to realize some losses, but not the total loss, but some losses to make it more safe. And then we are going here. This is the point where I had 1.5 days of trading break, as I explained. And at the moment, we are here. You see now at the moment a little drawdown is coming up, and the account is at 172 euros. So I gained 70% from the point I recapitalized after the liquidation in 2.5 weeks. So you can have a guess how risky my settings are. They are very, very risky. Yeah, fly high. You know my approach here. But if things went good in the next, I would say 10 days, I should be on 200 euro, which would give me a break-even approach. So from this point on, I will win money. Volume-wise, I can give you an indication what have been traded so far this year. Again, in total, I have 200 euro in the account. Currently, without the open positions, there are some, as you see. I more or less traded 9 lots New Zealand cut, which obviously is a lot in comparison to the money on the account. Yeah, I think now you have a little update. If there are any questions, feel free to comment here on YouTube. I would really appreciate having some likes. If you want to get more of those updates, let me just see that the English language is performing as good as the German, maybe even better. You never know. And if I see this, I am more than happy to provide a monthly update in English. And I wish you, because maybe you didn't read it, I did it in the forum already, but I wish you obviously late, but better late than never. Happy New Year in 25. Have good trades, make good decisions, and green pips to all of us. Cheers von Mapi. Bye.